Hi, I'm Simon Rushton and this is Taxi Chronicles podcast. On this podcast, we spontaneously interview unsuspecting passengers with their permission, allowing them to share their intimate life stories and concerns. As our slogan states, real riders, real stories. Some riders prefer to be anonymous, while others ask me to tell their story later on. Either way, there are all genuine 5 to 10 minutes stories, so sit back and enjoy this episode. Morning. We're back again. Today we have another rider in the car. His name's Lenny. He's all the way from southeast London and he's a tugboat driver.
Yeah.
Or the driver?
Yeah, no, I'm near enough there. I'm training to be a captain.
He's training to be a captain.
Yeah.
So, anything on the Thames, you may bump into Lenny on his on his voyage. And considering the government's building all these new, is it berthing points?
Yeah, berthing points.
Yeah, berthing points. There's a high likelihood. So, Lenny, tell us how did you get into that industry? What motivates you to stay in there?
Oh.
You know.
So I left school when I was 16, and then I was doing labouring for my dad for about a year.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was my aunt's birthday. She was 51.
Okay.
So I went there, and a guy turned up called Danny Ballman, who works on the river. And we started talking, and he gave me the opportunity to work on a river. He said, "Would you like to work on a river?" I said, "Yeah, I'd love to do that." But I didn't think nothing of it. 6 weeks later, he rung me up and said, "I've got you a start on the river."
Mm-hmm.
So it was an early start, 4 o'clock in the morning. I was only young, and then that was it. 2 days into it, I enjoyed it every day. I was enjoying it, and then 5 years now, still doing it.
So, what motivates you to carry on? Why you enjoy it?
Well, I think the river is not everyone can work on the river. It's all families. So my uncle works on the river, my cousin works on the river, and then like my uncle's dad and him worked on the river. So it's like a family generation thing.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I mean? So when I'm older and I have kids, I want them to like work on the river with me and that,
mm-hmm.
and things like that. Yeah.
Okay. But what's your role? What do you actually do?
So I'm a deckhand.
Yeah.
So I look after the boat, keep it clean, get a turn, things like that.
When you say get a turn, obviously you're speaking to laymen, you're audience to laymen.
So what I'm doing, I'm getting a rope, I'm putting it around a dolly, it's called a dolly. And then I'm putting it around there, I'll get a turn with it, so it holds either the boat or the barge in position, so it won't move, won't go anywhere.
Next to the bank?
Yeah, next to the bank.
Okay, yeah. So, yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm. So in your 6 years of doing this job, and let's say, like you said, your son's going to come into this, what vital things would you say he needs to know that you wish you knew when you started?
Be patient.
Okay.
Be patient with it. It's a very, like, you could start at 3 o'clock in the morning, so you can imagine everyone ain't like morning people, are they?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And you just get thrown straight into it, so you've got to be patient with it and just enjoy it. Mm-hmm. I'd say. Yeah.
Okay. So what's the hours like? Is it a lot of normal shift? 8 hours?
Yeah, 8, 12, 13.
Really?
Yeah, it could be anything. Yeah, do 20 hours.
Why is it going for so long?
It's just because we work around the tide. It's not just you go there at this time, you've got to work with the tide, it floods and it ebbs. So flooding where the tide's on its way in, and then ebbing when the tide's on its way out. So you've got to work around that. Bridges, heights. So on low tide you'll be able to go through the bridges, high tide you won't. So you've got to work around the tide, it's all working around that.
Okay. So you say you're doing the tug, you're a deckhand, but you work on a tugboat. Yeah. So is that like, obviously tugboats are those boats with a really powerful engine, like a Rolls Royce engine or something. They manoeuvre like barges, like all the waste material?
Waste material, crane barges, ships, warships, anything,
So where do you usually take these vessels? Where do they go?
Well, at the moment we're working up Fulham. They're extending the football ground. So we've got boats up there at the moment. We're taking supplies from Fulham down to Greenwich, and then from Greenwich back up to Fulham. Lights for the stadium, steel, everything to build it.
Oh, I see. It makes sense. They use the river because there are only height restrictions. There's no width restrictions.
Yeah, so you can take bigger stuff up.
And depending on the tide, you can get things under.
Yeah, the bridges. Yeah. So you can take a lot more bigger things. Do you see what I mean? Yeah. It'd be quicker for them to get it by boat than it would by lorry, say, with traffic and getting it round and all that. Closures. And it costs a lot more money, so.
Yeah, so you have to consult the council where...
That's it, yeah.
They dispose... Is it Thames Water that control the Thames?
Yeah, Thames Water, yeah.
So you're not employed by Thames Water then?
No, I'm employed by a different company.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So if you're not family and somebody wanted to join that, would it be hard?
No, it wouldn't be hard, but...
fit.
Yeah, but a lot of the people like their own people working for them, if that makes sense, like family, friends of family, things like that. It's more, you know... It's quite a close-knit community on the river.
So would you say your family's been in the business, or your friends and family have been in the business like 100 years or something?
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So you must have, in your 6 years, how would you say this industry's changed?
A lot.
And how?
A lot. With this coronavirus at the moment, it's so quiet. Like even if you went up there now, there's only a few boats on the river. A lot of companies have had to shut down because of it. A lot of people's been laid off work. It's done a massive impact on now with work and that.
Do you think with all these new barges that the government's building to try and get people to use the river as a transportation system, do you think that's going to work now we're in this pandemic?
I don't know. It's a bit of because clippers have gone to Uber now, haven't they? So you've got clipper boats. I don't know, that's a bit of a thingy one, hard one.
So what do you mean clippers have gone to Uber?
So clippers used to be like that, just the clippers, the boats, the passenger boats to drop you from Tower Bridge or that or wherever. And now Uber's bought them.
Oh, okay.
Uber's bought them now, so it's Uber boats. Yeah.
So that means you can just say I want to go to, you could be in Chiswick and say I want to go to Tower Bridge.
Yeah.
And then you can have your own ride, depending on how much you pay.
Yeah, I've not used them yet, but I don't know how it works. But yeah, you can. I think you can use it on your phone and that now to book like the Uber boats and that.
But that could generate a lot more jobs if you're. I suppose you won't be using Zodiacs, but you could be using vessels that are quite sturdy that you could, like taxi vessels.
Yeah, that's it. It is basic. Yeah.
Like originally, they had the equivalent of gondolas or skiffs on the Thames.
Yeah.
And they're taking people from one side to the other, in I think the Elizabethan era.
Yeah.
So Uber will be that equivalent on a modern day scale.
Yeah.
That'll be interesting.
Yeah.
But people will be doing it for fun.
Yeah, they will. Yeah.
Okay. Do you think? Are you happy the fact that Uber's bought the clippers?
I think it's a good thing. It's more future, isn't it? No, I think clippers have been for years. I think they're just trying to futuristic a bit more now, aren't they? Like modernise it a bit, innit? Travelling phones and all that, innit?
Okay. Have you heard about the drone taxis?
I haven't, no.
Yeah, I'm thinking. I wonder if they're going to have landing points along the Thames where you can do drone taxis, so you fly along the Thames.
That would be mad, wouldn't it?
Yeah, so you can't go off because there's no landing points in London really because it's too developed, unless you've got places like in the park here.
Yeah.
That would be somewhat interesting.
It would be.
Very interesting.
We'd end up probably building them. No, it would be.
What have you got any interesting stories? Do you come across anything that's like, bloody hell, I didn't...
Yeah, dead bodies.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
What, suicides or murders?
Seeing them and just animals and that and dogs and, it's not nice.
But with the dead bodies, what is it? Do you know these? So obviously you just report them?
Yeah, report them, yeah.
Is it quite often?
It can be, yeah.
Once a month or something?
Yeah, I've not seen one in ages, yeah, but you do see them sometimes, like the police have got them and that, where they've washed up and that and whatever. You see them sometimes.
Oh, is it?
Like a common thing, yeah.
Quite common.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
You quite think it's sad. But...
Yeah, we found a dead body when I was younger. It was down Putney, and it had been a suicide. An old woman. She had a suicide note.
Yeah. So
you just got a bit lonely or whatever, and decided to jump in and stuff. Do you get people falling overboard?
I've not personally been with anyone that's fallen overboard. No. I've seen people fall off boats and that.
Really?
Stories of people falling off boats, and they was on the back of a barge. Was it from Mucking? And we was taking the barge up, and he fell off the back of the barge.
When you say mucking, is that like dredging?
Yeah, like dredging. Yeah.
So they dredge the Thames.
They dredge it to flatten it, because where the ship ports are, over the years, the wash of the prop stirs up the bottom, that causes like a mountain of mud, like
to the sides.
Yeah, to the sides.
Port and starboard.
Yeah, port and starboard. So you have to dredge it for it to be flat, so the ships can. It's just a bit more smoother. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, okay. And you say this guy slipped?
Yeah, he fell off, and the captain didn't know he fell off, and they kept riding the boat. He had to swim ashore, and lucky enough, he asked someone for the phone, and he rung him up and said, "You've left me." It was an hour before he realised he weren't on the boat.
Okay.
Yeah.
But that's why they have the chains along the bank on the Thames, isn't it?
Yeah.
So if you fall off, you swim there, you just grab on the chain.
That's it, yeah,
and pull yourself along and find a ladder a bit.
Yeah.
And stuff. Yeah. But I hear that Thames is really dirty.
Do you know what? There's so many rumours and myths about it, isn't there? That apparently you can get a clear through glass, you scoop the water up and it'd be clear.
Really?
They say, yeah, it's not as dirty as you think. Not how it used to be anyway.
Well,
it's quite clean.
I had a drainage engineer interview yesterday, and he was saying how he found a fish in one of these drainage pipes, but it was still alive. I can't remember what fish he said. It was about that big.
Carp.
I can't remember the name, but he said that had probably come in there from Thames water. Because Thames water has fishes in the water.
Yeah.
But I found that hard to believe.
Yeah, there's fish. I've caught fish out of there. Bass.
Yes, that was it. A bass. How big is a bass? A foot long?
Yeah.
Yeah, he said he's surprised. He said it's alive. He said. So what you're fishing in the Thames?
Yeah, fishing. If we're not working, we're having a little fish and that.
So if you fish, you don't eat it though, innit?
No, I don't eat it. No, I just throw them back.
I've never understood that.
The eels and that. My uncle eats the eels out there. He always catches them.
Wait a minute. He does know, correct me if I'm wrong, that the sewer water goes into the Thames.
Yeah.
And he's... Okay. Your uncle's a braver man than me, then.
Yeah.
Okay, he's a braver man than me. So you see yourself as obviously you're going to be in this business until the end of your days, really, and stuff. Now there's not retirement age. You find you've just got guys of all ages.
Yeah, of all ages, yeah.
Because suppose if you love doing it, it's like working on the high seas. I used to work on the high seas in the Indian Ocean on the merchant navy vessels for 5 years, and that was interesting. It's peaceful at sometimes, and then sometimes too peaceful, if you see what I mean.
Yeah, it's very you're out on your own out there, aren't you?
Yeah, and stuff. But yeah, totally. Have you worked on the high seas?
No, I haven't been right out to sea. No, been like Southend out there and that.
Okay.
Picking up barges and that.
So how long before you can become a captain, fully fledged?
Well,
captain?
I've got to start revising, studying, and that. I've got to do my BML.
What's your BML?
It's your boatmaster's license.
Boatmaster license. Okay.
Yeah, so it does take a lot to revise. You got to, and then your local knowledge, which is
all the
bridges,
buoys and bridge heights and
everything. Yeah, so it's a lot to do.
And then also what you can carry as well.
Yeah, what you can carry and just everything. So it's a lot of preparation and revising for it.
Is it a 3-year degree?
I think it might be 3. Yeah. 3, 4.
Oh, so you're going to Qatar now?
Yes, yeah.
And you operate from down there then?
Yeah, that's where our boats are, yeah.
I was going to say, unless you're going to sail to Qatar.
No.
Take that, yeah. Okay. Well, last but not least, my last question has been a very informative interview. What's the impact you want to have on the world?
On the world? Peace.
Peace.
Yeah, everyone get along.
That's a good one. That's a good one. I haven't actually heard that yet. I've heard certain things said around about that, but not just straight like that.
Yeah.
Please, does everybody get along? Just stop the issues.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the element of the peace on the sea, or on the Thames that comes on that. But thanks a lot for that interview.
Oh, thank you very much.
Much appreciated. We hope you liked that episode. Keeping in mind, we never know who we're going to interview. We post twice a day, 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. GMT. Have you ever considered the future economies to invest in? Why not listen to our sister podcast, Africa Investor Stories? Considering Africa has the fastest growing economies and population on Earth, and has done for many years, it holds 30% of the world's known natural resources. We publish twice a week, Tuesday with a guest investor, and Fridays talking about investment, politics and history, providing a clear understanding for any potential investor.